Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at very unique champions. 10 champions in fact that are very unique and also very important for the future of the contest. And their importance can be measured by the need and requirement, like looking at diversity in the game, also looking at aspects of different types of story arcs with things like the Dark Defenders, the Young Avengers, etc, etc, and also other things like bringing together different types of groupings of characters which we all know and love. Also, just before this video kicks off, please hit the like button. I know I say that like it's an ongoing thing, but it does really help out the channel and the video's algorithm. Also, have a comment down below of champions that you would like to see that you feel are important. Also, as well, a massive thank you to my patrons, to my YouTube members, and as well my Twitch subscribers. And as well, if you are an Amazon Prime person and you want to give a free Twitch sub to a streamer, then you can do. And obviously, it really helps out myself. So if you want to give that free sub to me, that'd be really much appreciated. Link of how to do it is in the description down below. So let's look at these 10 important Marvel characters and how they can benefit in-game. And by the way, we will be going in-game as well. Now let's begin with the Mandarin. Now for a lot of people, they'll know Mandarin from the recent Iron Man series, in particular ending with the third one with this whole kind of like fake Ben Kingsley type Mandarin. But the fact is, the Mandarin character is still quite synonymous with Iron Man and can really look towards padding and improving the synergies around the likes of Iron Man. There are also other affiliations with different types of character story arcs that will place him with them, but I think it's a very good linking arc to extend out the Iron Man suits as well as Synergy. Not just Iron Man suits, but they could expand Synergies into the likes of Elektra, create some new ones around future potential champions like Sandman, with the affiliation with the Hand, and so many other things that could be really good to see this character in. Also, with the game looking to really push into China, having Chinese representation is going to be incredibly important, so the Mandarin is definitely up there as an important character to put into the game. Next up, and look guys, we know Charles Xavier should be one of the characters that factors into the future of the game. It's been a champion requested for years, and obviously with 5 years down the line, we'd probably expect to see him in a further 5 years. Maybe it's something we could even see in Marvel Realm, but I would say that this would be a great addition in game, and has already been sort of teased for the puzzle, which could be a bit of a ruse, a red herring, and in fact we could have something completely different, who knows. But the reason that it is needed more than ever is basically the tying together of the X-Men. With so many X-Men, so many allies, so many villains and enemies of the standard X-Men like the Brotherhood, the fact is you'd want to see something that links together some really cool synergies with the likes of Archangel, Iceman, Rogue, Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, etc. Imagine some amazing synergy that links them together and makes mutants more powerful based on maybe some sort of like greater wisdom, telepathic improvement. Not to mention a champion build with the likes of Charles Xavier could see something of a link to something like Emma Frost in the way that the champion has telepathic and inverted controls, and the next step of the game really kind of going in that direction. Next up, and talking importance as well, and that's got to be Quicksilver. And why Quicksilver would be important? Because it would start a new way of the game's mechanics. As the design team, the animations team, and the development in the character creation seems to be getting better and better, this is the point in time they need to be challenging themselves to make work something that they did try in the past. If you're not familiar with the story, Gabe has even said that back in around about 2015, in and around like times of where they've seen like Age of Ultron and the character coming in and popularity, but the fact is they didn't look to create the character. They had ideas around it but thought it would be too much hard work, and now that has really changed. With champions like Nightcrawler, it does feel that there is more of a potential to create a Pietro Maximoff. And with the future TV series of WandaVision coming out, and I'm not going to say that that is a great cause to actually put out a synergy and put out a different version of Scarlet Witch, but let's face it guys, we know that is going to happen. I do feel that the future would be very much set up to have a character that links off with a synergy that would be something like a Pietro Maximoff, a Quicksilver, And like I said, and just to reiterate, the quick bamfing nature and the quick movement nature of Nightcrawler is something that would be a good nod to the movement factor of a Quicksilver, but it's up to Kabam to try and make that happen. But very important nevertheless, because it could enter in a new dynamic that could be like, okay, it goes so fast that he shrugs off those kind of debuff effects. There's other ways of creating the character, but yeah, let's face it, the people have asked for the last 5 years, and this would be an important champion to be putting into the game. Next up, and it's one that I've been talking about for a while. Last year I started really talking about this, and that is got to be the All-Father Odin. The fact is, even though that I'm in an Odin, obviously there's the Asgard alliance with the likes of All-Father as well in that, and Maladar. Yeah, man, I do love this character, and I love the fact that this could be a very, very powerful champion if it was put in and was executed correctly. You want to see the most powerful type of Asgardian character, and I feel that this could be it. I'd love to see a synergy, and that's why it's important, a special Asgardian synergy that brings together the likes of Thor, Thor Ragnarok, maybe Angela, could be Hela, could even be like Heimdall. Yeah, like the list goes on. I know that we've got the Heimdall synergies with, like, you know, Warriors of Asgard and Guardians of the Rainbow and Lost Daughters of Asgard and all that stuff. I know there is a synergy that does represent that, but going a bit further to kind of tie in and bring everything together to add a little bit extra that makes like a new OP synergy. I'm not saying we need an OP synergy. I'm just saying like it would be cool for the leader, the king, the big boss to be tying in stuff with that grouping. So I'd love that. Now going a bit further on the mutant side of things, and that's En Sabanur, Apocalypse. As we all know, for a long time I would have loved and still really hope to see an Apocalypse in game. And whether or not that central link that links off to all those mutants in the puzzle is actually Apocalypse, it could be a good shout. Because you have to consider that Kabam will like to put red herrings in the way to kind of go like throw you off the scent. Like these could be the links to like the start of mutation and how he indeed factors into things. With stuff like immortality, superhuman strength, and so much things like durability, telepathy, self-molecular manipulation, and so much more, especially these energy blasts. He should be the most OP mutant character if he is going to be put that way, because, you know, he could be a mystic, because obviously this is how this is meant to be, like looking at, you take a character, it may be a science, but actually he's a mystic, as we've seen this month in game. But yeah, like it has to be in. And being as powerful as he is, mutant links could be very important to the factor of his abilities and manipulation to maybe kind of make them stronger, because what we've seen from things like films, comic books and stuff, he's able to manipulate certain characters to make them more powerful, especially with their run-ins, whether or not it's the techno-organic virus or other things like that. As you can see, Archangel here, when he was a standard angel, he looked a lot different and factored into being a, well, he wasn't like that powerful. It was only when he became Archangel he was more powerful. And there's a few other characters in the mutant universe that have had the same type of improvements, let's say. I just kind of feel that it may be a bit OP, so Kabam might have to kind of like balance him correctly to make sure he wasn't too powerful. Next up, and let's talk about Mystique. Even though Gabe has joked about this character actually being in the recent image, if I remember, I'll put up a little screen of that one. And I've done a Marvel Contest of Champions news on this particular subject. The fact is, Mystique should be one of those characters that should come into the game, but it's difficult to get her in. Metamorphosis, transformation, whatever you want to call it, it's a problem that's presented with the likes of Skrulls and Morph. So you want to get an idea of a character changing its kind of look to be replicating what you're facing off as an opponent, and maybe stealing their moveset, especially Mystique. Mystique's importance obviously would be for that transformation, but the way that she has interworked with different types of characters, where a lot of those being mutants, and let's face it, romance with certain ones, like Magneto, like links with Beast and so many others, and Azrael, and the kind of like Nightcrawler link as well. There's a lot to kind of take into consideration when putting in a character like that. The next important champion that needs to be put in is Sam Wilson, Captain America. Now I believe very strongly around this, especially with the TV series coming next year. Obviously, Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen the trailer, go see it. And it does feel to me that by the end of that TV series, he'll probably become Cap America Sam Wilson. And the reason I feel that is because at the start, it seems that he is trying to learn, and the government say, like, look, we're going to take the shield from you, we're going to give it to somebody else, and they're going to be Captain America, because Sam Wilson is either not wanting to take up the responsibility, or he doesn't think that he's the right person for the job. Falcon's not good in game, so we need something to be strong, and we need something that obviously is tying into some amazing synergies. Also, it would be a good opportunity for Kabam to link something together synergy-wise with Winter Soldier, maybe with Crossbones, definitely with Cap America Infinity War, and obviously the old Falcon would be a good kind of option as well. Maybe some future champions could be put in, like Baron Zemo, for sure, that could be a thing. Black Widow, maybe, and so many others that maybe might factoring into that TV series that could be put into game. But mainly that linking between the old and obviously putting in something new that's better, especially, you know, refreshing that Falcon. Next up, and let's talk about Shuri. As you know, Shuri is a character that is definitely going to be in Marvel Realm of Champions. I do feel very strongly that we should have some kind of representation of her in MCOC, so whether or not that character will go over and as well do something for an event quest, I'm all for it. And a Wakanda Forever type synergy that would be well put together with the likes of Black Panther, the OG version, the Civil War version here, and as well with Killmonger would be a nice kind of like linking together. So I would absolutely love a start of a creation. I'm bringing in some more from the universe to kind of create, again, a really strong, fun variant in the future as well. Now moving on to the character of Deathlok. Even though I could be saying that I'm being a bit biased because of the fact he is a Manning. This is Luther Manning. He also has a son called Richard Manning. So again, maybe I'm being a little bit biased. But one thing I really want to point out is Deathlok is a character that's been around for a long time. And imagine a character that's always been alive in the battle realm, from the start of the battle realm right the way through to the end. It will be everlasting. It would be cool to have him in the background, a kind of a timepiece. But maybe the synergies, where you have all these OG characters, could have something of a year of synergy, like saying 2014 has a synergy that gives some kind of bonus to those type of champions. In 2015, a different bonus. 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, and it just goes on. And every year, Deathlok has this kind of synergy improvement for different types of age of the contest, based on him being kind of everlasting and kind of going through time to time to time. There's some really decent kind of character things about Deathlok, which I'd love to see in game. And also, it's a very obscure character that would be an amazing just link. Also, I'll let you know how I go with my petition to get myself in the game. Even though I have no powers and abilities, I'm sure that Kabam can sort me out with something. Now, the final character that could be a good important one to be put in game is Wiccan. Now, people don't know Wiccan. There is this kind of weird story, misconception-y kind of other type of scenario where he is one of the sons of Vision and Scarlet Witch. Now, we'll probably find this actually to be a thing in WandaVision, but I think that it would be a good opportunity for Kabam to really look at this character being put in. He is one of a very few amount of characters that are homosexual, and obviously for those that don't know, Iceman is meant to be in-game as a homosexual character. Wiccan can open up the doors and links to things like synergies with Scarlet Witch and also Vision, obviously based on that kind of fake link as well. There could be some ties with Mephisto and how he kind of had some operation on what went on with this whole kind of story arc. Not to mention the fact that we could see some links to the Young Avengers and starting off things with Hulkling, which again starts off a new type of story arc, a new type of link of synergies in game, and so many other possibilities that are really exciting. And there we have it. That has been the video. Now, I do want to stress something in particular, and this video was all about as well presenting importance based on the fact these characters would be important, but also based on representation and inclusion, which I think is very important going into this year. And I hope, obviously not speculating, Kabam are working on making sure that we look at different areas of like representation, inclusion, as I just said. That will be really kind of like fun and beneficial for the community, and as well these characters that would really put together not just links from the Marvel universe, but also links based on things that are in game, synergy improvements and other types of aspects as well. And this may not take this year, it may not take the next year, but definitely by the end of 2022, with all the films being released, sequels to Black Panther, WandaVision, the Winter Soldier and Vulcan series, and so many others as well. This could be some really kind of like fun times for the game. And as well, look out for Marvel Realm of Champions, which, look, let's face it, that could add some openings to different characters that we want to see. I'm really fingers crossed hopeful for that Shuri from Marvel Realms to be put into this game as well, and a tie-in with the Wakanda synergy, and as well that Deathlok link. Why is Richard Manning not in game? That's me. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. A bit of a different video than normal, but I actually really enjoyed making this, to be honest. Check out some new content that's up here. Also, make sure to support the channel here, and as well as I said about the Twitch Prime thing. If you want to, it's up to you, but I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.